You need to get out of your hometown. Like, I cannot explain how important I think this is for young people. This is potentially the #1 piece of advice that I have for anyone in their 20s that's either still living at home or they haven't ever moved out of their hometown and they're kind of living that same life. Every week's looking the same. Literally, I can't think of a bigger piece of advice that I have other than get out of your hometown for so many reasons. I lived in my hometown up until I was 21 years old, and then I decided to leave and I moved to the other side of the world, to Australia, and it was one of the best decisions that I ever made. And to anyone who's watching this video, maybe wants a change in their life, maybe they're bored with their life, want to get out of their hometown, or just feel completely stuck, stay tuned to this video because it may just help you out a little bit, and I'm going to give you some advice on where you can move and also why you have to get out of that trap that is your hometown. I don't have like hate towards my hometown. Like, all my family and friends are there, and I went back recently for a visit and it was so nice to visit. I don't have any hate towards my hometown. It's not a bad place, but I'd lived there till I was 21 years old. I never went to uni, I never moved out, and I was literally desperate to leave when I got to 21 because I had this urge inside of me that I wanted to travel, I wanted to see the world, and I knew that there was so much more to life than just being stuck in that same hometown, going to the same pubs every week. I knew that there was so much more to life, and that is exactly why I left. Now let's go through some reasons why you should definitely get out of your hometown if you're bored and fed up with life. Look, if you're comfortable and you're very happy living the life that you currently live in your hometown, by all means stay. I'm not telling you to leave if you're happy, but I feel like a lot of people are not, and they just still stick there. I'm going to share some light on some reasons why you should definitely leave. #1 is there's a lack of opportunity and ambition from others. Realistically, in your hometown, there's not really much opportunity at all. You're surrounded by people who realistically are probably going to their 9-to-5 jobs and, you know, repeating that same cycle. I wasn't particularly inspired by anyone back home. Like, there was no one I looked at in my area or in my hometown that I thought, oh, they're doing something really cool. It's not like when I went traveling where I'd meet people and I'd hear their traveling stories and I'd be like, that is so sick, that is so cool what you've done. It's very rare in your hometown you meet people where you're like, oh, do you know what, fair enough. Everyone's doing the same thing. Obviously there's the odd person, but on the whole, everyone's living that same week, repeating the cycle, going to the 9-to-5 jobs, and yeah, there isn't really much opportunity. It's hard to kind of stand out from that, do your own thing, because you feel like everyone else is doing it, so you kind of get tied into that, you kind of get drawn into that life as well. Working, going to the pub, and it's a dangerous cycle because I feel like once you're in it, it's quite hard to get out. And there is a lack of ambition from others. I didn't meet particularly many ambitious people around my hometown in jobs. Everyone was just there. Some people have been in jobs that I was working like 20 years with like no growth or anything like that. There was just a massive lack of ambition from anyone. Everyone, yeah, was in their careers and just maintaining maybe. Some people were doing quite well for themselves, getting decent jobs, but on the whole, compared to the sort of people that I met when I went traveling and moved abroad, like, there was no one that really inspired me or that I looked at as particularly ambitious, people that wanted to go far with life and travel, because I feel like anyone that was on the same path as me was either planning to leave or had already left. #2 is there's a whole world to explore. Now, not everyone has the same mindset as me, but my mindset is like, I couldn't see a world where I was just going to stay in my hometown my whole life. I've definitely got a passion for traveling and exploring new places, seeing the world. I've definitely got a passion for that, but I find it hard to get in the head of someone that's just happy staying their whole life in the town they grew up in, never really venturing out and just kind of living that same life. Like I said at the start, if you are happy doing that, don't leave. I'm not telling you to leave. I'm speaking to a large percentage of people, I think, who aren't that happy in the hometown. And to me, I could not see a world where I wanted to stay there, like, permanently. Obviously going back to visit and stuff is so nice, but permanently, I wanted to leave when I was like 19 or 20. But obviously COVID happened and I didn't actually end up leaving until I was 21. But by that point, I was desperate to get out. I was so excited to go and start exploring the world. and all the stuff that I've done over the last couple of years has shown me like how much there is to see in the world. And when I went back to visit the UK, I realized how much of a bubble that hometown is and how big the world actually is and how much there is to see. I couldn't believe that people were just there living the exact same life. For older people and stuff who are settled, like, I understand it a lot more, because like one day, like, I want to be settled in a small town and just stay there. But I'm speaking for people in their 20s who, I think people in their 20s and 30s should go and explore the world as much as possible before you then go and settle down. I really think so. Number 3 is that leaving will allow you to try new things and become so much more confident. This was the case for me. I was always kind of in my shell, perhaps. I was always kind of social and stuff, but I was definitely in my shell, and I definitely didn't get to explore my full confidence and try new things and stuff. Like, for example, I started doing social media over the last year. Now I literally don't care what anyone thinks of me. If I get hate comments, if people take the piss, I literally don't care. Like, it makes me laugh because I know that I enjoy it and I'm doing the right thing. Would I have started this if I'd stuck in my hometown? Definitely not. Maybe eventually, but not for a long time, because I would have been too worried about what people have to say. People I know, people I went to school with, everyone would have seen it straight away and they would have taken the piss. And back then, I wouldn't have liked that. Now, obviously, having been doing it a year, I don't care, but I wouldn't have started it in the first place, honestly, if I'd stayed in my hometown. And moving abroad, you're in so many new situations, you're trying so many different things. And because you're put in so many difficult situations and you get through them, your confidence grows massively. I can't even explain how much more confident I've got over the last couple of years, having moved abroad. I mean, a bit of that would have been getting older, but I know if I'd stayed in my hometown working a 9-to-5 job, my confidence would definitely not have grown as much as it has. When you travel and move abroad, you get so used to meeting people all the time, having conversations with new people. It's just a part of daily life. Whereas at home, you're seeing the same faces every single day. It's kind of rare that you meet people that are new, unless you're in the pub and you're drunk, which obviously your confidence is going to be high anyway. So confidence is a massive thing, definitely. If you want to become more confident, go traveling, go move abroad and put yourself in some difficult situations, and you will go back home 10 times more confident than when you left, which is definitely the case for me. Number 4 is that you're not learning anything new at all. Like I said, you're seeing the same familiar faces. If you are stuck in the same job, you're not going to be learning anything new. And you know what I mean, it's apart from something you might watch or whatever, you're not learning anything. The biggest lessons and the biggest things that I've learned have come from personal experience, working through a difficult situation, or you know, being stuck in an uncertain time. They're the situations where I've learned so much about myself and stuff like that. If I'd stuck at home, I wasn't really pushing myself out my comfort zone, realistically, I wouldn't have learned that much at all. Honestly, I can't even explain. People say you learn about yourself when you're traveling and stuff, and it's a bit of a cliche, but when you've moved abroad, moved to multiple different places, traveled to many different countries over a couple of years, I can't even explain how much you learn about yourself, about other people, and about the world. You learn so much. And yeah, if you're in your hometown, you're so limited to what you can learn. And number 5 is similar to that last point, and it is you are living your whole life in your comfort zone. Getting out of your comfort zone, like I said, is the best way to build confidence. And at home, I was always in my comfort zone. I'd go to my job, which I knew it wasn't challenging, it wasn't difficult. I'd go home and see my family. I'd go out on the weekends. That was the only time I'd probably meet new people, but I'd be drinking with the boys, so you know, I'd be confident because of the alcohol. And going through life, it was rare that you'd get put, you know, out of your comfort zone. Moving abroad, traveling, every single week, generally, I would say you're doing something that's out of your comfort zone. Definitely at the start. It's got to the point now where living abroad, it's rare now that I do something out of my comfort zone now, because I've got so used to dealing with them situations. But it's not good for people in their hometown who live their whole life in their comfort zone, and then they suddenly get hit with a situation in their mid-20s or their 30s that is out of their comfort zone, and then it's really like a big thing for them, and they find it very hard to deal with it. But if you've lived out of your comfort zone for a long time, you're so used to dealing with issues and problems that when it does come around, like, you're in such a better position to deal with it. Getting out of your comfort zone is a massive benefit of leaving your hometown, because it is a bubble and you're shielded from everything, and it's rare that you get out of your comfort zone if you're stuck in your hometown, for sure. And I moved at 21 and it benefited me in so many ways. All of these ways affected me for sure. I lived so much out of my comfort zone. I've got to see so much of the world. I'm learning new stuff every day, and I see so many opportunities, and especially traveling, I'm surrounded by so many people who are also ambitious and on the same sort of journey. So yeah, if you got this far in the video and you're thinking of making the move, getting out of your hometown, obviously the first step is getting out of your comfort zone, for sure. It's a big move. I moved to Australia, the complete opposite side of the world. It is getting out of your comfort zone. It is a big move, but that's where the journey starts, of learning new things about yourself. And the positives are so big, and you're going to grow so much as a person if you do go and experience some different sort of stuff in life than what you do in your hometown. If you need any help with moving abroad, I have released a full moving abroad guide. I'll leave it on the screen and in the description. For those of you who decide that you want to make the move abroad and don't know where to start, I've also done lots of videos on moving to Australia, for example, like I did. I highly recommend that you make the move there. It is a life-changing thing, and it was the best thing I ever did. And the guide, it covers everything. So why take the risk of wasting money on hidden costs, having your visa rejected, not finding housing, all that kind of thing. You can choose which country you want to move to, which visa you want to go on, and so much more. So that's it for today's video. Honestly, get out of your hometown. It will change your life, honestly, especially if you're in your 20s or your 30s, but even if you're older, do it, because so much is going to come from it, honestly. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon with another video.